All right, are we recording? Aha, there we go. Well, if you've been keeping up, I finished page 2 yesterday, so there's page 1. Hang on. There's page 1, there's page 2. Uh-oh, page 3, right? Ain't ready yet. So let's get into it. Need to find my black color. I like that color. There we go. And ooh, I've got to fix up my which brush I'm using. So for right now, I'm going to use the technical pen, and then my eraser will be syrup. Okay. I'm doing September now. Whoops. Wrong technical pen. And I'm thinking about doing a video series for my little September entries, which are pixel art. And there's supposed to be one every day. And since I'm already doing a comic every day, I might add those on. Or I might make little short versions to keep them straight. I know that today's prompt is dagger. And it's pixel art, so it goes pretty quickly because it's only a 32 by 32 pixel square. And then not only that, I think I screwed up already. Not only that, but you only get certain colors as well. So that should take less time, right? Well, things. It is Sunday morning, 7:07 a.m. I have to get to it nice and early. Being a productive gentleman. Everything's going pretty good today. There we go. All right. It's always easy to get started inking a page because all you got to do at the step 1 is ink the panel borders. All the work's been done for you. You just have to make sure everything goes into place correctly. Stay on the right layer. Almost failed on that one. And the way I do it now, I used to really just like knock out a page all at once, just going for it. But if that seems like too big of a task, and some days it does, you 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 can eat the elephant one bite at a time, right? So, and what I mean by that is we can just do a little bit on each panel. Now I've changed the look of the portal. 14, we're going to call this ink. Inky. If you start feeling overwhelmed, you can always just sort of, get organized, name your layers. I've got to redraw this sequence here, this portal. And then I'm going to figure out what it looks like. He's flying towards it. So, inky, there's that. It starts out with like a spiral thing in the middle. And it has this sort of scattered effect around it. There you go. So there's our spiral. And then what happens after that? Then you have these weird kind of blocky shapes that surround it. For those, I was using like a flat brush. How about this blobby pointillist or this grainy pointillist? Or this blocky pointillist? And we're going to go right back up into Rusty Nib. Distances in space can be deceiving. All right, let's take a look at what else we had on that original. Oh, it looks like we got noise that scatters all the way out through the thing, and then there's kind of noise scattering outside of the line of energy. Let's take a look at what it looks like. So it's kind of a take on Kirby Crackle, but its own thing. Galaxy will tremble at my vengeance. And then, well, we're gonna have to go into the foreground after this, because the space around it, like there's a white space around it, which is like glow or shimmer, that we're gonna do with the one of the grindhouse brushes. But he's superimposed, like he's closer to us than anything. And in fact, I almost want to switch his angle up. You know, there's also like this is another possibility. What if we take him? Oops. Oh, it's got snapping on. Shut the fuck. Turn that shit up. Like that. Like that. Then make it uniformly bigger. Like, could we make that work? I don't know. I think his butt is at the wrong angle. That's close right there, though. What if we took that? Let's say that this is the angle we want to go for. And we want to fix the butt angle. Fixie to butt angle. Here we go. Even rather than have both of his legs together, the classic Superman pose, we could have one foot back. Which also kind of works. He's meant to be a bit top heavy. I mean, this is Stardust after all. If you've ever seen the character, the way he was originally drawn, he's quite top heavy. He's got this big, massive chest. I think I mentioned in the other video, he's drawn to look tougher than Superman. He had really, strongman, circus strongman looking proportions in those original appearances. It was just Fletcher Hanks being Fletcher Hanks, man. Well, this kind of works right here. Okay. Now when you're drawing the 3/4 angle turning away, you got to get this eyebrow ridge and the ear right, which I don't know if I've done. We're close. We're close enough. We're close enough for rock and roll. Let's hope that they're going to be forgiving enough. This hand's got to be smaller than this hand. I think that's an improvement over what I had. Alright, let's try and get this guy in. We're going to do him in. We're going to go to Inky. I'm already in Rusty Nib. Alright, let's do it. Hang on a moment. I have to continuously move my mouse just because if I don't, the screen wants to sleep. And if the screen sleeps, the camera shuts off. This is this little energy thing that comes out of his eyes. Each Titan has a distinct signature look that separates them from looking like a regular human. And for Stardust, it's the eyes are always crackling with energy. For Starlock, he has these sort of blacked out space eyes that are like, there's no white to the eye, it's just black, but then he has like a little white dot in the middle. Prometheus Powers has the same. He's just got blank white eyes, actually. And they all should have pointed ears. Now, so Namor, the Submariner, is also a public domain character at this point. But it's a kind of a character that, Marvel would have a trademark on, especially with the movies. I don't think they really thought it through too hard, given the public domain status of the Mariner. I used to call him the Submariner when I was a kid because I didn't know how to pronounce it. Submariner. Like the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Um, but as long as you change the name and the costume, at which point it becomes a different character, and really even change the powers. They can say, well, it was inspired by Submariner or whatever else. But given the public domain status of the character, I think that's one that they wouldn't do too well on. So mine is based on the character from movie Funnies. So, well, the reason I'm getting into this is I want to have another Titan called Okeanos, who is a ocean Titan based on Submariner, and his look will be largely based on the uh, original version. Oops, a Submariner with a triangle wedge-shaped head. Number one, pointed ears. Number two, those are all in the original. And the Marvel version is what it is. Okay. He's going to leave like this sort of wake of particles as he flies, this light particles. I'll be sad if this panel doesn't read well, because there are parts of it I think that are pretty good. Like the angle of this hand was really hard to draw. It's an upside down from behind hand. Right, let's take a look. Are we getting close? I got a lot of lost outlines to fill in. And of course, once we get this whole thing done, he's going to need hatching and light, because this will be the light source. In fact, actually, I'm looking at it right now. Shouldn't we take this spiral and squash it a little bit to show it, in space, three-dimensionally, not just right there, but like the rest of the shapes could be any shape, so we don't think we have to change them with the spiral itself. All right, what about the bottom of his foot? Here's the problem with the heels. I'm not good at drawing feet. I mean, people give Rob Liefeld shit about this, but it's not an easy part to draw. Same with the hands. The heel goes in a little bit. Why it do this? Why you do that, Peter? Okay, how about that? So you can see I originally had it way over there. All right, let's take a look at it without the pencils to screw us up. There we go. That ain't bad at all. Well, the way I've always seen this, and I think the way other people should probably look at it is, um, you should draw comics to the limits of your ability, whatever those are. If it's not perfect, that's okay. That's the limit of your ability. If you're trying to draw beyond, like I'm going to do this just perfect, I'm going to get references, I'm going to trace, I'm going to everything I can't figure out. I don't think you get any better that way. If you try and draw beyond the limits, I think it's just very frustrating. And his head is way too big. All right. We're going to shrink the head down. We'll probably draw it again. Actually, that's not bad where it is. Line quality has suffered a little bit. So, if your line quality suffers, you can just take it and let me show you what we do. Make sure it's all there. Cut and paste its own layer. That becomes our new pencil layer. Then we go to, I still got the old pencil layer. Now I'm going to go back to ink or just re-ink it again. But by the way, let's move it around. Let's potato head this thing. What if its head was here? Or here? Or here? Maybe tilt it forward a little bit. Let's do it right there. I call that potato head because on Mr. Potato Head you can move your features around. You just take them off and stick them somewhere else. Oop. Whoa. And just as before, we don't want to get too slavishly affixed on our pencil lines because they're our former pencil lines. However, it's also good to recognize that all your original energy is going to be in the original pencil lines. So there's a way you can avoid deviating too much from them. You should do that. All right, his hand is massive now. Let's see if we can tighten that. Here we go. All right, what do you think? We're still got some more stuff to do. I'm going to make another layer for it. But we're going to start wrapping up this video. But I'll show you, I'm going to start out a little bit. I'm going to get that grindhouse brush again. I love that brush. All right, here we go. And we're going to, well, We're going to be blocking out. So this is the deal. This is the problem. If you black out every panel, you get a lot of, it's going to look the same. So we can black out this one, and we can black out this one. These two, we got to do some other solution. So we can do, black with stars over here. But I'm going to avoid, and I can, actually, I planned it that way. If you look at it, on this one, he's getting hit by this lightning. We can do a big shimmer effect or some focus lines. And same over here, it's a big energy effect. So we don't have to black either one of these out when we black out this one. And so we'll get a nice dark, light, dark rhythm going on. I made it way too big. Way too small. And then we also have to, you notice I chose a different layer. We also have to make sure that we're leaving a nice halo of white around our character. That we're going to go in really carefully with. Now, let's see. Come on. Just need 4. Real small here. Okay. And all things being equal, we might have to get like a white brush to finish that outline. Something like that. Maybe. All right. Okay. And then we'll just kind of zip off the edges, so it fits inside the panel. All right. Please like, follow, and subscribe. I'll be back with another video on pixel art. More comics every day. Talk to you later.